Welcome back to Anything and Everything. Today we are making chicken lettuce wraps. This is a shout out to Dana, who asked me to video lettuce wraps. She didn't say what type of protein. Now I usually make this with a beef, like a Korean barbecue type beef. And my family seems to enjoy it, but today I decided that I was going to make it with chicken. So I had a piece of boneless, skinless chicken breast and also a boneless, skinless chicken thighs. So I chopped them up to bite-sized pieces. You can use ground chicken, whatever you want. Some people will use ground pork, ground beef, or they'll use, bite-sized pieces of beef. Whatever you want to use, it's your preference. But I'm gonna show you how I do it with chicken. So these are my chicken pieces. I am going to marinate it with a little bit of allspice. And again, this is just to flavor, for your own flavoring. So I like this allspice. It has some Chinese flavorings in it. So for this type of a recipe, I like to use that. I'm gonna put in a little bit of salt. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of salt just to help marinate it, because I am going to be using some oyster sauce and hoisin sauce and also my dashi powder here. So I'm gonna put some dashi powder in here too to marinate it. And dashi powder can be a little bit salty. Now I know that some people make their sauce with fish sauce, but instead of that I like to use the dashi powder, so that's what I'm putting in this instead of fish sauce. A little bit of black pepper, and remember what I said, it's just to taste, so put as much as you think you'll like. I'm going to put in sesame oil, and this here is about a teaspoon. I'm going to add some cut up garlic or chopped garlic. And I'm going to put in some ginger. I just love ginger. I like the way it looks. I like working with it, the way it smells. And I'm going to put this in here so that it can marinate with the chicken. So just kind of mix it up here a little bit, and then you can see if you have enough salt and pepper. Just let it sit there for, I'm gonna let mine sit here for maybe 30 minutes. All right, so let's talk about the sauce that we're going to make. I am going to make it with oyster sauce, hoisin sauce, and some sake, a little bit of water, and some chicken bouillon. Again, remember I said that some people would put fish sauce in it, in their sauce that they're gonna put on the chicken, but because I'm using dashi powder, I'm gonna skip that. So you're just going to need to put probably about like a teaspoon of each of these products. I know that I have seen other people make it and they use a lot of hoisin sauce, but I don't like it to be too sweet. And the hoisin sauce is sort of a little bit, my cat is meowing, sorry. The hoisin sauce is like a Asian version of barbecue sauce, so it has a little bit of a sweetness in it, and again, my family does not like too much sweet foods. So, and then I'm going to add a little bit of sake in there. This is kind of a little bit for my liquid portion. Now I have the chicken bouillon and some water here. What I'm going to do is just mix a little bit of this chicken bouillon in this water, just in case I need to thin out the sauce while it's cooking. I can use this and it gives it a little bit more flavor. But again, remember, this is salty. It adds a lot of salt to your food, so you want to be careful. So here's what my sauce looks like so far. I'm just going to mix it up. If you like to have things more on the sweetened side, then you can add some sugar into it. I don't like it, so I'm not going to do it. Instead of sake, you can use, you know, like a Chinese wine. You can skip it all together. Some people like to put in vinegar, like a rice vinegar into it. You can do that also. But I seem to like it just the way I make it, so that's how I'm going to do it. All right, so let me talk to you a little bit about the dipping sauce. All right, so a lot of times what I like to do is add some hot peppers into the sauce, but my mom is going to eat this and she doesn't care for things that are too spicy. So I am just going to use this sweet chili sauce, which is not spicy at all, and I'm just going to add some of this hot sauce. It's chili garlic salt. Any kind of hot sauce would do. You can use sriracha, you can use whatever you want. I'm just going to mix that, and that is what we're going to either drizzle on the top of our lettuce wrap or dip it, whichever one they like to do. Alright, so if you go to some of the Asian restaurants, you will see that sometimes they serve it with these crispy fried little noodles to use it as a topping. So I'm going to do that today. I'm going to fry these up in some vegetable oil right before we're ready to eat them, and that's the crispy topping for the lettuce wrap. Here's the lettuce that we're going to use today. It's romaine lettuce. I really like it because it's kind of like a little holder. You can just put the chicken in there and it holds up well. Use any type of lettuce. It's not a big deal. Iceberg lettuce is usually what I see. Any kind of lettuce, your favorite lettuce. Endive would be good, but don't get so crazy. It doesn't really matter. Use what you like, okay? So in the meat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil into this pot and start stir frying the chicken. I'm going to use garlic and some onion. To add some color, I'm going to put some carrots and some celery, and then gives it a little bit of a crunch also. I'm going to put green onions in while we stir fry, and then at the end to just use it as a topping. And I'm using some water chestnuts. I like to have that in there. It gives it a little bit of a crunch. Now I use canned water chestnuts. Any brand is fine. This is the one I seen in my cupboard today, so this is the one I'm going to use. So those are all the ingredients. Let's get cooking. Reserve the rest for toppings. If you want to get a little bit of a darker color and it's not too salty for you at this time, go ahead and add a little bit of soy sauce. But I'm just going to add a little bit. At this time you want to taste it for seasoning. If you need more salt, go ahead and put some more soy sauce or dashi powder or just regular salt. Mine tastes perfect right now, and I don't really mind that it's not dark in color. I like it just like this. And I still have a lot of liquid in here that, so I'm not going to add the chicken broth that I mixed up. Remember, I mixed up some chicken broth and said if I didn't have enough liquid, I would add a little bit of water or chicken broth. Well, I'm satisfied with the amount of liquid I still have in this pan. And so I am going to reduce the heat to a very low simmer and let it take in all the rest of the liquid in there. And then it's time to eat. While you have your chicken seasoning, go ahead and preheat your oil in preparation of frying your vermicelli noodles. Let's make the dipping sauce.